Waking up in a dense forest like this has got to be one of my favorite things. Earlier on, I was listening to some coyotes howl in the distance, and I saw that squirrel. Yeah, you know, it's just quiet and peaceful. Anyway, if you don't know who I am, my name is Sebastian, and I live in this 85 Westie. Last episode we left off, I was living in my 02 4Runner because I can't seem to keep this thing running for some reason. I got the issue fixed, probably not the right way, but it was the easy way, and I want to share what happened. So some of you might know this already, but I've had quite a few breakdowns in the past, mostly because of my fault or parts fail or, etc. But this one, I don't believe was my fault. This is the piece that, failed, I guess. This in conjunction with this right here. This is the timing belt tensioner, and it sits right here in the early 2000s ALH TDI motor, and that notch right there is what this sits in right there, and it holds tension for the whole timing belt and whatnot. When this slips out of this, it'll go over here and it'll bend all of this up, and then this will slip, and that will loosen the tension on the timing belt. That's what happened to me. When the timing belt slips like that, it's typically not very good news for an interference engine like the ALH. That means the cam is out of time with the crank and the rods and the pistons, and the cam is what controls where the valves are when the pistons go up and down. For a very brief description on that whole system, when the cam is out of time, the valves hit the pistons. But on top of the valves in the ALH are little valve buckets that seem to have taken, I'd say, 80% of the force. Instead of bending every single valve, it just crunched those valve buckets. And I just so happen to know a guy that had a plethora of parts. I don't know if you remember this, but a couple weeks ago, I filled my diesel tank with gasoline, and I needed to replace my diesel injection pump that supplies fuel for the engine. I sourced that part, the diesel injection pump, on Facebook Marketplace, and I hit that guy up that sold me that part to see how many other parts he had laying around. And it just so happened that he had everything that I needed, including a brand new, or not brand new, but used and kind of messed up cylinder head for the ALH. So I drove up there and kind of picked through his parts, and he ended up giving them to me for free. He gave me a brand new timing belt kit and a new timing belt cover, I guess you call this. Also the head and the valve buckets, a new cam, and a few other parts for my engine. And I was able to get all those parts swapped out in like 2 hours. I did not swap out the cylinder head. I just replaced the valve buckets, cam, and the timing belt tensioner with my timing belt that was already on there, because everything else looked like it was in pretty decent condition. I still have the cylinder head, and I still have all the bottom end internal parts and the valves and stuff that are in the cylinder head. I've got the new ones and the old ones, so if any problem were to happen in the future, in the near future, then I would just send that cylinder head that he gave me off to the machine shop, have it completely gone through and rebuilt, and then I'll swap the cylinder head out and inspect the pistons, cylinder walls. Hopefully nothing is bent, and we'll just go from there. With that being said, the van runs. The van runs really good. And the 4Runner, I parked that in the storage yard about an hour and a half away, just until I could figure out what I'm gonna do with that. I plan on sticking around Wyoming here for the winter. Hopefully that's the plan. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week, and go ahead and like and subscribe if you like the video. See ya.